Michigan. Governor Firestone here, fellow Earthlings, fellow people in Michigan. Uh, so I'm going to talk today about this idea of the Caladian Imperium. Find your fandom. Uh, I'm going to address the idea of chronokinesis and what it can actually behold, and why some people are having the horrid results that they're having, as where somebody else and some others are having the great results that they're having. So, us millennials, we're not aging as bad as this next generation that's coming up behind us. And I had a friend. I've ran across these videos on YouTube where people are pulling their hair back and stuff and showing their baldness and whatnot. And these people are like 15, 16, and 17. And coming from somebody that's my age, that's a lot younger looking than what my age is, I ask, well, why is this? And then, the other people that are like in their 40s, that are ahead of me, like a little bit, that next generation, that 10-year generation up there, as where this next one, this other one behind that's 10 years down, right, or further back, they're aging in that manner, right? But then within those people that are in their 40s and maybe even early 50s, they're not looking the best. They're not they're being more like curdled milk earlier than what they ought to be, right? And so it makes you wonder why. What are certain precursors to aging horridly and whatnot, right? So some people say that others can hold or wear their stress well, while others can't, right? Well, what I'll say, so you have seeds of doubt that people can plant in your noggin. And what I would suggest, using a form of redirective psychology, I personally see, not most, but what I will say is, like, for instance, in high school, because I've been openly gay for quite a while, and have no shame, right? Well, what I've noticed though is that a lot of people, like, I'm not even going to bring up names or anything, but I grew up with a few friends, right? And one of their things are, they'll poke fun at the person that's gay or whatever, right? While secretly wanting in their butthole, right? So you'll have that. Or a big one that I've heard, for instance, is, from straight people, I've heard this. Well, just don't hit on me, as if every gay man is looking at every other individual like that, which is the furthest thing from the truth. I had a friend say that he's not gay. However, as long as I could find a female, then he wouldn't be gay. He would be fine with my balls hitting his testicles, so long as it was with a female in the middle. So, but that's coming out of a straight man. So straight. So what I'm gonna say, Mosey, right? Very well known for Chinese medicine or Chinese psychology or Asian Mandarin psychology, right? And like these devices out here, right? How someone was trying to, with smart meters, and whatnot. There's military technology and technology that I know about more in depth than some of your experts, and whatnot. And what I mean by this, what do I mean by this? I'm going to say that you think you're intelligent for coming out here and placing a smart meter out here, right? This is for the receiver, somebody that's receiving this message, right? And I hope that it lands on the very person that put this on here and said they were just following orders, or to the person that told somebody to come out here and have this device put on. You know, the funny thing is, if you'd have asked, it'd have been a little easier. But you didn't. So, konnichiwa. Now, with that being the case, though, y'all are going to keep having the shit results y'all keep having. Do you want to know why? Because the definition of stupidity is repeating the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. Well, I'm not a dick. I'm actually quite nice. I'm actually quite friendly. But see, the difference between myself and somebody that's emotionally constipated like Gretchen Whitmer, the thing is, I'm not issuing demands. So the fact of the matter is that these devices, part of one of the lobbying groups that lobbied for her to be the governor, right? I give a damn how much money you lobbied for her to be the governor. It still doesn't make her the governor. Ask me why, and I'll explain very thoroughly as to why, right? If you think that woman is the governor, y'all already fucking lost. Because as were you and your swath of illogicality and naivete and group think is what that's called. That's called group think, right? Well, the Simpsons have this independent thought alarm, right? And Lisa made the school hit the thought alarm 3 different times, right? And it was the independent thought alarm. Well, Gretchen Whitmer has no independent thought, and this I promise, because if she had, that device would have already been placed back where it was. But the reason y'all had to hit the independent thought alarm, let's create a little bit more chaos and keep school a little bit more interesting, is because of this right here. According to psychological warfare operations, which I'm going to go there. If you get an opportunity, there's about 3 or 4 audiobooks about what psychological warfare is all about. And in the first 10 minutes of each audiobook, the number one objective of every psychological warfare operation is disarmament. To disarm the populace. Why does a system want to disarm its populace? There's only one of 2 reasons, and it's usually the latter, meaning people that are unarmed are easier to control, and you can use them for cheap fucking labor. Well, here it boils down to this. Granholm, if you go on Google and type in the failures of the Granholm administration, you'll see some stuff. If you go online and Google the failures of the Snyder administration, you'll find some other stuff. So governors come and go. You're fucking correct about that. But you want to know what doesn't? Modes of thought stay. What I'll say is there's been entire civilizations that became so envious and jealous of others that they wiped out, stole their ideas, put them into their own contexts, and then used them and spewed them out as theirs, right? Prime example. But you want to know what history has always proved, despite those efforts of, entire civilizations or societies out of envy and jealousy trying to do that. Did you know it always seems to be like a fucking zit or an ingrown hair where those modes of thought, despite other whole societies, damn near exterminating others, they still just pop the fuck out throughout history, don't they? Again, modes of thought is something quite interesting, but I'll leave that there. But again, the most misunderstood word in the human vocabulary is the human psyche, right? So, again, I didn't put a meter on this house. I wasn't sending vibrational frequencies through a magic square like this when COVID, 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 right? Fear porn. I didn't push that out. Well, what I'll say is I certainly chased a witch's gloom away, and I'm proud to have done that. So, no, I don't buy the fact that that woman is in charge of Dick. As a matter of fact, when she comes out here and puts it on here herself, she can walk the fuck off the property.